Hey folks, this is David Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle coming to you today with another video. This video is about what do you do with staff members. I had a whole series. What do you do with a staff member that ain't cutting it? What do you do with an overzealous staff member? What do you do with a staff member that thrives on chaos, controversy, and drama? How do you bring your hard workers? How do you treat your hard workers? How do you reward them? How do you bring those that aren't cutting it up to speed? Okay, this one is almost a completely different type of video. Yes, I'm looking at my notes. Once I learn a staff member, once I figure out what that staff member is about, I am going to utilize their skill set in their assignments. If you are good with reports, you're going to be somewhere where you can assist people with their reports, especially those that aren't good with reports. If you are a strong correctional officer, as in you've got your act together, you know policy, you know procedure, the paperwork is not a problem, your dorm is always quiet because you're there, your dorm is run right. If you are a solid, well put together correctional officer, look for me to put you with a brand new sergeant. It's going to happen because that sergeant needs to step up into a leadership role. It is so easy to lead a well put together correctional officer than to have to teach a not very well put together correctional officer. Not saying that you're not that you don't know the job because you're stupid, but you could be new. You could be brand new. You could be like I was just when I made captain. I come from the work camp to the main unit. They could be coming from the work camp where not much happens, having been down there their entire career, and they come up to the main unit and oh my God, they don't know what happens at the main unit. They don't know how hectic it can get. I'm not going to put those officers with a rookie sergeant. I'm going to put my strongest officers with my rookie sergeants, and I'm going to put my strongest sergeants with my rookie officers or officers that I need to train up and bring to speed. Okay? If you are a yard person, I'm not going to put you in confinement. That doesn't make sense. If you are a confinement officer, I'm not going to put you in an open bay dormitory where nothing really happens unless you need a break. Okay? I've done a video about that. If you need a break, I'm going to give you a break. But if you are a stout, stalwart, ready to go, well put together confinement officer, unless you tell me you need a break or unless management tells me to give you a break, that's where you're going to be. I'm going to go on ahead and tell you I spent 14 years in confinement. Okay? I spent 14 years in confinement. I don't think it's because I was the best confinement officer, but I was one of the three. I was one of the three that they needed. You need a leader, you need a voice of reason, you need a bulldog. I was always the voice of reason. I was the one they put in to be the voice of reason. Okay? That's using me to my strengths. I am going to utilize a correctional officer to their strengths. Now, another video that I'm going to be doing pretty soon is what do you do with an officer that is super strong in one location, but they want help bringing themselves up in their weaker locations, and they're asking you for that help. That's another video. We'll do that one later. Okay, but this one, if I have a correctional officer that excels in an area, that's where they can expect to work. Okay? If they tell me, I can't handle this anymore, please let me out. Yeah, I'm going to work with them. I'm going to work with them because I don't want that burnout. I didn't want that burnout. Fun fact, back when I was in confinement, it was written in policy and procedure that confinement officers are to receive psychological evaluation every 18 months. I never received one. I never needed one. I was good at my job. But it takes a special breed to do certain things in our department. It takes a different kind of person to work in a confinement unit and love it. It takes a different kind of person to do that. And that's why when I say I'm going to use you to your strengths, I'm going to use you to your strengths. And I brought up the specific example of the rookie sergeant getting the stalwart officer because when I first made sergeant, I had a very well put together officer. He basically told me, you go take care of the chow hall, you go take care of the yard, you go take care of whatever you need to take care of. I'll run the dorm. If I need you, I'll call you. And he meant that. He meant that. That's the relationship that I want with my rookie sergeants and my well put together correctional officers. That's the relationship that I'm trying to foster, is that sergeant being able to step up into that leadership role, in that if the officer doesn't need them there, they don't have to be. If the officer doesn't need them out on the floor with them so that they can handle their business, they don't have to be. That officer needs that sergeant, that officer will call that sergeant, and then it's time for that sergeant to show up and do what needs to be done. Folks, that's all I got for this video. I hope you liked the video. If you do, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. I looked at my metrics the other day. A lot of my views are not from subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the content, but it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Just hit a button. All right, so hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notification when I post new videos, and hit me with some comments. Let me know what you're thinking. All right? Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what happened to you when you first made rank. Okay? Let me know what happened to you when you kept getting put in a spot because of how good you were in that spot. All right? This is Dave Smith, Correctional Officer Lifestyle. Remember, there's no place for domestic violence in the world. 1-800-799-SAFE. 1-800-799-7233. That is a domestic violence hotline. The people at the phone call have the tools, abilities, resources, and they are willing to help the victims of domestic violence. If you know the aggressor in a domestic violence situation, say something to somebody. The worst thing you can do is nothing. And if the violence is ongoing, call 911. Get them folks some help. All right? If you are the aggressor in a domestic violence situation, actions have consequences. But there's help for you. Admit that you need it, then ask for it. This is Dave Smith, Correctional Officer Lifestyle. See you in the next video.